Tinton Falls reelects a 97-year-old mayor, Jack Ciattarelli refuses to concede, and Columbia University student workers go on strike. All this and more on this episode of Hawk TV News. Hello and welcome to another episode of Hawk TV News. I'm Denisse Quintanilla.
And I'm Erin Mulligan. Vito Perillo, a 97-year-old World War II veteran, was re-elected as mayor of Tinton Falls and is now believed to be the oldest mayor in the United States. He defeated 3 other opponents in the election on November 2nd. His closest competitor was Ellen Goldberg, a retired school teacher, who he only beat by 2,500 votes. Perillo had no former experience in politics when he first ran for mayor in 2018 at the age of 93. Instead, he worked as an electrical engineer with the Department of Defense. For his re-election campaign, he reminded Tinton Falls residents of his achievements. This included reducing municipal taxes, repaving 10.6 miles of sidewalks and roads, and investing in World War Park.
Former Las Vegas Raiders wide receiver Henry Ruggs III was driving 156 miles per hour when he slammed his Corvette into the back of a Toyota SUV, killing a 23-year-old woman and her dog. Ruggs refused a field sobriety test, but in court it was revealed that his blood alcohol level was more than twice the legal limit. Prosecutors say they found a loaded handgun on the floor of the Corvette. Ruggs is 22 years old and was former first-round pick for the NFL draft. He has only been in the league since 2020 and is now in danger of facing a maximum sentence of 46 years, with an increase due to pending gun charges.
The spirit of Thanksgiving and the holiday season, Monmouth SGA's food pantry, The Nest, will be holding a food drive beginning Wednesday, November 10th through Friday, November 19th in the Student Center. The Nest's hours of operations are Tuesday 2 to 5 p.m., Wednesdays 1 to 2:30 p.m., and Fridays 1 to 3 p.m. Members of the campus community are invited to drop off non-perishable food items like canned fruits and vegetables, bottled beverages, dry noodles, and/or toiletries such as soap, toothbrushes, laundry detergent, sanitary items, and more. During those dates, you can also donate online through Nest's crowdfunding site. All donations will go directly to stocking the Nest, which will provide Monmouth students who may be facing food insecurity with necessary foods and personal goods.
On November 5th, NASA announced its plans to launch its first double asteroid redirection test, known as DART. The goal of the launch is to target a small asteroid and change its orbit slightly by intentionally crashing it into it. NASA hopes that the project will prove that a spacecraft could redirect an asteroid, should one ever head towards Earth, and threaten the planet. Additionally, the launch will help provide NASA scientists with important numerical data that will help them calculate how much they will be able to affect the trajectory of asteroids in the future. The mission will also take the opportunity to try other work-in-progress technologies, namely NASA's Sea-ion propulsion system designed to increase fuel efficiency on deep space missions and improve communication technologies between mission control and the spacecraft. The DART launch is a landmark event as the world's first planetary defense mission and will take place on November 23rd.
The CDC has recently cleared children as young as 5 years old to get vaccinated against COVID-19. Several states and cities are giving money and other rewards to children as a way to encourage them to get the vaccine. In New York City, those who get the first dose of the Pfizer vaccine can claim $100. They can also get tickets to the Statue of Liberty and other attractions. Other cities like Chicago and San Antonio have similar incentive programs for children who get vaccinated. In Minnesota, the Kids Deserve a Shot program intends to give out a $200 Visa card and to enter them into a raffle for a $100,000 college scholarship. While it is unknown if these incentive programs actually work, cities are doing their best to encourage children to get the vaccine, as the CDC has reported that only 58% of the total population is vaccinated.
We have to take a short break, but stay tuned for more Hawk TV news.
Mom! I got it. What are you doing in there?
I got stuck.
Are you a dog?
I wouldn't do that. Have you seen the pliers? Where'd you find those?
It's not your birthday.
Sorry.
Bye, Grandpa.
Bye, Grandpa.
Take care of yourself.
What are you doing? What are you looking for?
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Hey, Bobo. Do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Student workers at Columbia University are on strike for the second time this year. Over 3,000 graduate and undergraduate students walked out on their jobs to fight for better wages and improved workplace conditions. Similar student strikes are taking place in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and at Harvard. Columbia student workers are frustrated that their university jobs are unable to provide them with financial stability and a safe workplace free of harassment. The first strike took place in March, but was stifled by the union's bargaining committee, despite a 94% vote by graduate students to continue it. The resulting contract was met by displeasure by the students and was ultimately rejected. Now, after rebranding to the Student Workers of Columbia and promoting a new bargaining committee, the strike has begun again after the university refused to give workers a raise and changed its stipend distribution policy. Now the Student Workers of Columbia will wait on a written proposal by the university showing a willingness to shift on their current policies.
Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers is under scrutiny regarding his COVID vaccination status. This comes in the wake of a positive COVID test by Rodgers ahead of a matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs. While the National Football League does not require vaccinations, Rodgers previously stated that he had been immunized and was ready to play. Now Rodgers claims he took alternative pathways to immunization, such as homeopathic therapy, claiming that he had an allergy to one of the ingredients in the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines. This was not enough, however, with many being angry that Rodgers misled reporters. Rodgers will have to be away from the team for a minimum of 10 days and will be able to return at the earliest for the Packers game against the Seahawks in Week 10 of the season.
On November 6th, President Biden touted the passage of a $1 trillion infrastructure bill on Friday night. This is a major win for the Biden administration after weeks of internal party fighting, last-minute negotiations, and a rough past 3 months at home and overseas. Through creating union jobs, repairing crumbling roads and bridges, expanding broadband internet access, and helping communities through the effects of climate change, the bill will have a direct effect on the current economic struggle that many Americans are experiencing. Biden also stated that the bill will make the U.S. more competitive globally. The president is confident that a separate $1.75 trillion safety net package will pass the House and Senate.
After a long board meeting, Colts Next decided to postpone voting on a proposed 360-unit apartment complex due to concerns raised by residents. The complex was meant to be located at the intersection of Route 537 and School Road East and was to include 72 affordable units. Residents of Colts Neck were concerned that the project would lead to overdevelopment, that there was no support in the plans for accessibility, and the potential environmental impact of wastewater treatment in the development given its close proximity to the Yellow Brook, which flows towards the Swimming River Reservoir, a main source of drinking water in Colts Neck. The meeting will continue on Wednesday, December 1st.
We now go to my co-anchor, Denisse Quintanilla, with her insight on proper Latinx terminology.
Hispanic, Latino, Latinx, with so many terms to describe this community, it can get a little confusing. In this edition of Latinx 101, I'm here to break it all down. Let's begin with the word Latino or Latina, which is used to describe people with ancestry from Latin American countries and is derived from the Spanish word Latinoamericano. This term does not imply the country of origin is Spanish-speaking. In other words, an individual from Spain is not considered Latino or Latina, but those individuals from Brazil or Haiti can use this term to describe themselves. Moving on to the next term, Hispanic is another commonly used word to describe this community, which includes people ethnically from Spanish-speaking countries. To simply put it, a person from Spain can be Hispanic, but someone from Brazil can't, as the dominant language is Portuguese and not Spanish. Fun fact of the day, the term Hispanic was added to the census questionnaires in 1980. A term that probably many of us have heard of or even used is Latinx, which has gained popularity over the years. This word is a gender-neutral form of Latino or Latina that appeared more than a decade ago in an effort to introduce gender-neutral nouns and pronouns into the Spanish language. However, according to a 2020 study by the Pew Research Center, only 3% of U.S. Latinos use the term Latinx, with much of the pushback coming from the perceptions that English speakers are pushing a difficult-to-interpret sounding word on Spanish-speaking people. Additionally, some critics say this term is another way for the United States to exert power over Latin America. Instead of this term, some have offered the term Latine, and by replacing it with the gender-neutral Spanish letter E, it is more native to this language. However, about 50% of the individuals who belong to this community prefer to call themselves simply by their family's country of origin, avoiding completely the use of this term, according to another Pew Research study. As always, just remember to be respectful and don't be afraid to ask if you aren't too sure. That's all for this edition of Latinx 101. Hasta la próxima. Facebook revealed new updates for Facebook group admins that will improve the way they interact with their members. Subgroups will be introduced for discussions on specific topics. Interactive communication and meetings will take place using audio, video, and text on a tool called Community Chat. The admins and moderators will be able to use a separate community chat to communicate with one another. The new monetization features include subscription-based subgroups, online shops, and support for fundraisers held by communities. Along with the visual presentation of each group, Admins can select their emojis used to react on content and distribute community awards to content from categories such as informative, uplifting, and insightful. This feature will be tested by select groups during the next year before rolling out to the public.
The remains of 66-year-old teacher Nahima Graber were discovered in Chautauqua Park in Fairfield, Iowa. She had been reported missing earlier that day, and authorities have said that 2 high school students who attended her school have been charged for her death. The 16-year-old suspects were charged as adults with first-degree homicide and first-degree conspiracy to commit homicide. Investigators met with a so-called associate of the students who shared social media exchanges that included specific details of Graber's disappearance and death. The exchanges indicated that the other teenager was involved and present during the death as well. Police found clothes belonging to one of the teenagers, while the other admitted to investigators that he provided materials contributing to the murder and helped cover it up. According to court documents, both suspects are being held in lieu of a $1 billion bail and are both due in court on November 12th.
8 people are confirmed dead and hundreds injured after rapper Travis Scott performed at Astroworld Festival in Houston, Texas on November 5th. Due to a crowd surge, at least 50,000 fans were packed tightly together, causing many to pass out. While the causes of the 8 deaths are pending, many believed it was from being crushed. One fan described the event as drowning in a pool full of people. Scott has come under intense scrutiny after continuing to perform until 10:10 p.m., even after police described the festival as a mass casualty event at 9:38. Scott has a history of inciting crowds at concerts. In 2015, he was charged with reckless conduct at the Lollapalooza Music Festival after encouraging fans to climb over barricades. In 2017, police accused him of starting a riot at one of his shows, and he eventually pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct.
On November 6th, prosecutors in the trial of 3 men charged with the killing of Ahmaud Arbery called a police officer as their first witness after opening statements by the state and defense attorneys. William Dugan told the prosecution that when he arrived on the scene, he found a black male on the ground and saw other people who he identified as the defendants nearby. Based on what he observed, the police officer testified that he felt that Arbery was already dead. He stated that Arbery's eyes were not moving when he checked him. The police cam footage shown in court matched Officer Dugan's description of what happened at the scene, as did his dashboard camera inside his patrol car. The trial is ongoing.
Is school stressing you out? Here's Emily Argula with some tips and tricks for better mental health.
Stress is inevitable as a college student, but there are ways to manage stress and to maintain a better mental state. How do you reduce stress as a college student? I'm here to answer that question for you. Many college students are very unorganized, which creates unnecessary stressors that could be avoidable. It's easy to stay organized, and there are different ways to do so. You could purchase an agenda and write down your daily schedule and check things off as you complete classes and assignments. This is easy and effective. Will you lose an agenda or fail to use it? That's fine, because you could do the same exact thing right on your phone or laptop. Just go to your reminders and write in your schedule. You can even set noise notifications so that you are reminded of what you need to do. It's as easy as that. If organization is not your problem, there are other tips for managing stress, such as staying active. Exercise stimulates the production of endorphins, which puts you in an overall better mood. Go to the gym, take a workout class with a friend, or even go on a walk outside. This is also a positive distraction from stressors that are bringing you down. Many college students are overwhelmed with academics that they neglect to do the things that bring them joy. Making time to do the things you love will help reduce stress by allowing yourself to have a break from school and refreshing your mindset. This could be spending time with friends and family, going out to eat, or watching your favorite Netflix series. A simple thing that will help your stress is to get enough sleep every night. This is an easy thing to do that will benefit your day-to-day life. College is stressful, but you can help yourself by following the tips and tricks that I discussed. And remember that you will get through this and you are not alone. That's all for this edition of Less Stress, More Happiness. Back to you guys at the desk.
Los Angeles and Chicago are set to start America's largest universal basic income programs. Low-income residents in both cities applied to programs in which randomly selected applicants would receive monthly payments for a year. The goal is to provide financial support for those who have fallen into hard times during the coronavirus pandemic. Los Angeles' program will provide 3,200 people with $1,000 a month, while Chicago will give 5,000 residents $500 a month. The bill looks to build on the efforts of smaller programs of the same nature, such as one launched in Stockton, California, which showed increases in full-time employment and decreases in depression and anxiety. 40 other cities across the country have also considered similar efforts, including Newark, New Orleans, and San Francisco. California plans to launch a statewide initiative sometime in the future.
Jack Ciattarelli is not conceding the NJ gubernatorial election. After Governor Phil Murphy announced his victory, Ciattarelli is urging everyone to let the counting of the votes continue. He is also saying that no decision on a recount or an audit will be made until the end of the counting process. The former state lawmaker said that any irregularity can be reported to a voter integrity hotline. Ciattarelli felt that the governor's victory speech was a premature despite falling 60,000 votes behind. The Republicans stated that this was a very passionate election and there is still a path to victory.
We have to take another short break, but we'll be back with more Hawk TV News.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
We scored?
Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs.
I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride.
Wait, why does my face look like?
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Middlesex County will be celebrating Native American Heritage Month with numerous events during November. Every Wednesday, people can join the Civic League of Greater New Brunswick for the Art and Storytime series featuring a new reading each week and a DIY craft for all ages. In the East Jersey Old Town Village, the interactive theatrical production Asansi Story Festival will take place. The production highlights historical figures, myths, folklore, and more from New Jersey and around the world. The festival will be held at 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. on November 13th and 14th.
A 6-week pop-up is an opportunity for the owners of Heirloom Kitchen in Old Bridge to bring their style to Philly. Neely Robinson and Top Chef contestant and 2018 James Beard semifinalist David Viana had dreams of opening their first restaurant in Philadelphia. They raised money and planned for over a year, but the pandemic prevented them moving forward. Today, the owners are pursuing their dream a couple doors down from where they were supposed to open their Philly restaurant. They've decided to take on the task on a smaller scale as a 6-week pop-up. The pop-up is in place that belonged to WNWN Coffee Bar on Spring Garden Street. The menu will change throughout the 6 weeks Deanna is cooking there. The menu will include some of Heirloom Kitchen's cult favorites, such as the duck with a foie gras popover and Madeira duck jus, as well as a pork Wellington with sweet potato and mushroom duxelles.
Ted Cruz and Big Bird got into a scuffle online after Big Bird announced that he received his vaccine. The character's Twitter account posted about the updated vaccination status in an effort to spread vaccine awareness to young children, but the tweet immediately became divisive. Some people said that it was important to spread information about the vaccine to help ease some of the fear it comes with, while others, such as a Texas senator, touted it as propaganda and said that it was damaging to push coronavirus information on children. Sesame Street has long been addressing concerns about the pandemic, taking the opportunity to teach kids ways to stay healthy amid the crisis.
We now go to Jake Rossino with an update on Monmouth sports.
The Monmouth Hawks have been on a hot streak as of late. To kick it off with football, the Hawks defeated Northern Alabama 45-33. The Monmouth offense put up 470 yards with the defense grabbing 3 interceptions. In Kevin Callahan's 300th game as head coach, star quarterback Tony Muskett threw for 4 touchdowns. 3 of those were caught by Lonnie Moore IV, who recorded 231 all-purpose yards during the game and crossing the 200 career mark for receptions as a Hawk. Also adding the offense onslaught was running back Owen Wright, who recorded 3 touchdowns himself. The men's soccer team beat second seed St. Peter's 1-0 in the quarterfinals of the MAC tournament in Jersey City. The Hawks outshot the Peacocks 14-5. Julian Gomez's goal late in the game won the match and helped the team advance to the semifinals of the tournament. The women's soccer team has officially claimed the MAC tournament title after defeating Quinnipiac 4-0 on Hess Field. Lauren Bruno, Jesse Rossman, Alexis Marino, and Lauren Carabin scored in Monmouth. Carabin was named the MAC tournament MVP with Bruno, Rossman, and Rebecca Winslow earning all tournament honors.
Thanks, Jake. That's all we have for news this week. I'm Denisse Quintanilla.
And I'm Erin Mulligan. Be sure to tune in next week for more Hawk TV news.
Everything starts out small. The things that hurt us, they all start from somewhere. The words we say, the things we do, they can grow into something else. What was small and innocent can become big and sometimes scary. All it takes is one comment, one picture, one video for something to catch fire. But a big problem doesn't need a big response. Not at first. Even if we don't know what to say, the eye emoji can be that first step we take. Let's all pledge to take that first small step together and change the world in a big way. I'm a witness, and so are you.